Hello, friends. John here. This is the last episode of the Body Image Myth series, if you will. So, I want to talk about a myth that I think quietly lives underneath all others that we've spoken about thus far. It is my negative body image will never improve. A lot of people don't say this out loud, but they definitely feel it, and maybe even comment about it or send me messages about it. This is especially true if you've been struggling with your body image for years or decades or your entire life. You might be thinking, I've tried acceptance, I've done the mindset work, I know all the right things, so why do I still have bad body image days? Well, here's the truth that I want to leave you with. Body image isn't something you fix once and then never think about again. There isn't a finish line. There isn't a moment where you arrive at a perfect piece and stay there forever. No. If that were true, we'd all be done with the work by now. What does change slowly, quietly, and meaningfully is your relationship with your body. Earlier in this series, we talked about not having to love your body every day, right? We talked about how confidence still includes moments of insecurity. We talked about how acceptance doesn't mean giving up. And we talked about how your worth isn't tied to your size, your weight, or your ability to fit in. All of that points to a bigger truth. That progress doesn't mean never struggling again. No, progress means that the struggle has less power over you. Maybe you still have tough mirror moments or moments in the fitting room, but you don't spiral like you used to. Or maybe you still hear that critical inner voice, but you don't believe everything it says. Or maybe you still feel uncomfortable at times, right? But you go to the event anyway. You still do the thing you want to do. You wear the clothes, you take up the space, you live your life. That is improvement. And here's something really important and quite encouraging. You don't have to wait until your body image is better to be happy. You're allowed to experience joy during the process. You're allowed to enjoy connection during the process and to feel confidence during the process, right? Healing is not about erasing discomfort. It's about building trust with yourself inside of it. So if you're listening to this and thinking, damn, I'm still struggling, I'm not where I want to be, I want you to hear this clearly. There is nothing wrong. You're not behind and the work is not wasted. Sometimes progress looks like being kind to yourself on a hard day, or catching the shame faster than you have before, or choosing care instead of punishment, or staying curious instead of being cruel. And over the time, all of this stuff adds up. This is the work and it's ongoing. And you don't have to do it perfectly. Life is hard enough. We don't need to be perfect with our healing. So as we wrap up this session, I just want to say thank you for being here. I really appreciate you listening and for showing up for yourself, even when it's hard. And I can say this confidently that things can get better. Not all at once, not forever, but enough to matter. And just know that I'm right here with you as you keep going. Sending love.